Welcome back, guys. It's your boy PepsToCool, and I am back with my first ever interview for you guys. That's right, guys. Now, I know you all seen the thumbnail, so without any further ado, let's get straight into the interview. Warning, this video contains scripted content, so I could remember the questions I wanted to ask. Also, even more importantly, this video contains excessive giggling and a couple moments where I lost myself. Please forgive me. Thank you. Guys, I am honored to be able to bring you someone who was so pivotal in my childhood. The man, the myth, the legend, the CEO of Intellivision, and the man behind the Amico, the newest of the Intellivision systems, Tommy Tallarico.
I feel like I need to, I'm in a boxing ring right now. I need some Rocky music, my man. Well, thank you. That was a great intro. I'm ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Now, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing great. Actually, I was really surprised that you wanted to do this interview. So I'm pretty much on cloud 9 right now.
I'm just a dude like you.
So, Tommy, there's so many questions I would love to ask you, but I know you're a busy man, so I'm going to try not to waste your time. So I made a small list of questions.
A small list when you talk to me, that's probably going to be about a 2-hour cast. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'll try to keep it. I'm trying to keep it. You get me on a roll, though, I get too passionate, and then it's like, one question lasts 20 minutes. So I'll do my best to keep it as short as possible.
Okay, thank you. So I watched every single video you released on the Intellivision channel, and I think one of the many IPs that caught my eye was, of course, the IP Earthworm Jim. So I think the question most collectors like myself want to know is, will there be collector box editions for any of the physical games released for the Amico?
Yes, and Earthworm Jim would definitely be one of them.
Great. That's awesome.
See there? Whoa, I did it. I did it in like one line. That's like a record for me. You're good.
All right. In your Amico announcement trailer, I saw the words online multiplayer tournament. Now, I love competition. Can you explain a little about how this tournament or tournaments is going to take place and how can someone sign up?
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up. So that trailer that you mentioned is that was the very first reveal trailer that we did 2.5 years ago, and there was information in there that we had on paper that we wanted to try to get into the console on launch, online tournaments being one of them, and so we've had to pull back on some of that stuff. And so on launch, we currently, for online tournaments, we currently are shelving the online component. And it's for a number of different reasons, because it's a great question. One of the things that when we started to do our focus testing And again, as I'm sure you're aware from seeing all the trailers, our target market is like families, you know, you know, family casual. It's gonna appeal to hardcores and retro as well. Just not, they're not gonna buy an Amico instead of a PS5 hardcores, right? But it might be something that they get for when their non-gaming friends come over, the buddies come over, and have party games and stuff like that. And so, but one of the things we were doing with the with a lot of the focus testing, what we found is that a big concern for parents is online, having their kids be online, right? Even things like Minecraft and Roblox can sometimes provide a toxic environment for for especially for younger kids and stuff. And also what we kind of quickly started to learn is that building the infrastructure of a whole online thing basically doubles the budget of every single game. And because of the servers and AWS, Amazon services that you would need to use, you have to start charging a monthly fee, which is what they all do, right? All PlayStation, Microsoft, and that. So we decided, we're like, you know what? We need to launch the core product first, and then if after year one or whatever, if people are like really really loving that, because we don't know all of the people and personalities and demographics that are going to buy, we have a good idea of, in our focus testing, who we think we're appealing to and going to get, but until the people buy it and are playing it and we know exactly who they are and what they want moving forward. And so that's kind of the approach we're going to take, is let's get this thing out solid. We don't want no cyberpunk action going on here. We gotta focus on the core thing first, and then from there we can start to figure out and decide if multiplayer online is a direction we want to go or not. But now, that being said, a lot of the games, we have like local tournament modes that you can kind of set up. Like even on our baseball game, we can do things like that, which is kind of fun. Cool.
Okay. Actually, you just like ruined two of my questions, but thank you.
Oh, thank you. See, well, that one was longer though. I got the first one, I did good, one sentence, and then this one, I just went off into La La Land again. So,
well,
but I did answer two questions, so that's good, I guess.
Actually three. But this wasn't actually a question I was gonna ask, but since you said that, are we gonna have some type of like a website that have leaderboards on it or something like that? Since we're not getting online multiplayer or anything like that.
Yeah, let me explain the leaderboard stuff to you, because it's really interesting and exciting, I think. So each game that has a leaderboard, you'll be able to see that right from the system. You don't have to go to a separate website. It's all going to be baked in to our ecosystem right there in the console. But the cool thing is about our leaderboards is that what I did is I kind of call them our time and space leaderboards, and it also ties into achievements as well, which is one of the things that always annoyed me about leaderboards. I don't know if you feel the same way, but one of the things that annoyed me, it's like you play like really, really good and you're like, yeah, man, I freaking aced that. And then you like look on the leaderboard and you're like 32,762. I'm like, damn, that was like my best game. I suck, And so it's always like kind of frustrating if, like, oh, that sucks. So what I want to do to kind of, circumvent that from happening is the way we set up our leaderboards is that you can set it up, like I said, time and space. Time meaning who's got the highest score this week, who's got it this month, who's got it this year, and who's got it of all time. And the space element of that means my state, my country,
wow,
and the world. So let's say I scored, whatever points on Astro Smash or whatever, right? And 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 I look on that world of all-time world list and I see I'm 32,000 away. I'm like, oh, well, that sucks. But I can quickly go through each thing and go, well, where am I in the world this week? Oh, I'm 98. Okay. Or where am I in the United States this month? Oh, wow, I'm number 3. Where am I this week in the state of Texas? Holy crap, I'm number 2, right? And so this really, allows people to have a better feeling about what they're doing and where their leaderboard, where they actually appear on the leaderboard. So we break it down. But the other cool thing is this is also ties to our achievements. Because again, one of the things that kind of always bugged me about achievement stuff was, you get an achievement, it's like you just killed 1,000 people in God of War, yay! And it's like, okay, but everybody else on the planet who's plays it for a couple hours, everybody's going to have that, that achievement. There's nothing special about it. It's not unique to you. So what we're doing is your achievements and your badges, you're going to be able to, when you become the top player of that month or year or your state or whatever, it's going to automatically at the end of the month or the end of the time period, you get an achievement that and a badge that's going to be on your profile. And we also email you a certificate that you can literally print out and put up on your wall saying you were the number 1 Astro Smash player in the state of Texas in February of 2022. How cool is that, right? So when you get achievements in Amico, in Intellivision Amico, you're the only person on the planet who has it. And it's something that you can really, really feel proud of and a real accomplishment. Pretty cool, right?
That is actually very awesome. So yeah, that was great. More than I actually expected. I've never seen anybody do leaderboards like that.
So. No. And that's a thing, I always say is that, I'm not trying to compete with Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. We don't have billions of dollars in the bank. We don't have this massive infrastructure. We don't have the type of technology and chips and the thousands of people around the globe working for, like, we don't have any of that stuff. But what we do have, we have passion and we have ideas. And that's where we can compete on the same level as them. We can compete with our passion and we can have a whole bunch of really cool ideas. So that's what our focus is on. I'm not trying to, make a machine that's better than the PlayStation 5. I'm not high. I'm not sitting here drinking my own Kool-Aid. We have an idea of bringing family and friends back together, no matter what your skill level, to play simple, affordable, family-friendly entertainment games that are affordable. And that's our lane, and we're going to stick to it.
That sounds great. I think one of the things I like about the Amico is the fun factor, because I think a lot of the games nowadays, they're just not fun.
And it takes you so long to get into them too, right? It's like, the learning curve to get from like try to explain Fortnite to your mom or something, or like she's never played, and hey, your mom, do you want to play Fortnite? Like, and Fortnite's a great game, I love it, but it's like the level that it would take to get her up to speed that where she could even compete with you. I mean, it's not even a thing. Like it's too difficult, That's our whole thing. Our approach is, I want your mom to sit down with you and be able to beat you in a game and have it explained to her in like 10 seconds what the object of the game is. If I can do that, then we've created something so special and cool and unique that I think a lot of people are going to be interested in.
I definitely agree. So I know this next question, some people might not care about really, but I'm here for really the true diehards. So I have to ask, will you
Sure.
allow modding of any of the games you release?
Modding. So you mean like people like kind of breaking the machine and like doing like loading stuff onto it kind of
No,
thing?
I
Or do
mean
you mean
like
like
I'm
creating your own levels and stuff?
yes, that's what I'm talking about. Creating my own
Yeah,
levels to games and stuff like that, adding on to it.
yeah, no, that's a great question. Something that we're looking into right now is creating. I think you'll like this. And this is only in the idea stage right now. But one of the things that I thought would be really cool, and you mentioned it too, wouldn't it be something if we created like a game making type of program, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's similar stuff, RPG Maker, and there's similar things out there, right? So what if we had our own type of thing like that, or where you could create levels of certain things or this and that? And what's really cool about and unique about our controller is that if I can take my controller and I can go over your house and I can dock it on your system, and when I dock it on your system, it knows that it's my controller. You have to be, your system has to be hooked to the internet. But what it allows me to do is I can now play all of the games that I own. We can play them at your house on your system. And you don't have to buy them or own them. As long as my controller is there, we can do that. Now, the second I leave, those be kind of, they get locked. But the reason I wanted to do that is, like, how cool is that? I go over your house, I say, yo, dude, have you played Moon Patrol yet? No, I wanted to check that one out. Oh, cool, dude, I just bought it. It's awesome. Let's check it out. Boom, download it. We're playing it, having fun. I leave because I need my controller to play my machine at home. What are you going to do if you like the game? And I just showed it to you. You're going to
Gonna
buy
buy
it,
it,
right?
yeah.
And so again, we're talking about different ideas. We're talking about shaking up the industry and doing a bunch of things that everyone is always afraid to do or didn't want to do or this and that. We want to encourage people sharing because our price points of all of our games are $9.99 or less. And if somebody enjoys a game and they're like, oh, for $7.99, yeah, I'll get that. It's not like a $60 or $70 commitment, and it's like, oh man, this sucked after I got through past level 2. It was too hard or whatever. So now bringing it back to your question, wouldn't it be cool if I could design levels and then I take them over your house, dock it, and then I could transfer those levels into your game and you could do the same with me. So that's something that we thought would be really super cool. And we're already doing it with full games, but I thought, wouldn't it be neat when you could build levels and then pass them along to your friends?
That actually is super awesome. And you actually answered another one of my questions.
All right.
I had a question specifically designed about that controller because, I watch every video and I putting stuff together. You know what I'm saying? I can add it up, and exactly what I thought was gonna happen. You said it exactly. So let's get to the next question. So we're about to get to the nitty gritty. I have seen that you guys are partnering with some other developers to make games. So I have to ask.
50 developers.
50?
60 developers signed up, but 50 games in development right now.
Oh, okay. So I have to ask you, will we get some sort of remake, sequel, or spin-off to some of your biggest hits on the television system, such as Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Pitfall?
Yes.
Well, that was for Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. So we've already shown it too.
Really?
The new name of it is called Cloudy Mountain. So we're kind of.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. So we're ditching the Advanced Dungeons and Dragon name, and because it was called after it first, when it originally came out, it was called Advanced Dungeons and Dragon. Then the name got changed to Cloudy Mountain when they dropped the license. And so, you know, we don't feel that the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons license it's a lot of money to pay, and it really doesn't add anything to the experience. But if you look on our, go back on our page now that you know this, and look for all the stuff for Cloudy Mountain. In fact, if you go to our gameplay trailer that we released on 10/10 last year on October 10th, go back. I think it's like almost 30 games that we show in 10 minutes. So we show a nice like 30 seconds to a minute of each one. You'll see a really nice section of Cloudy Mountain. It's right towards the beginning too. I think it might be the second or third game in that trailer. And then we've also done a special Cloudy Mountain trailer as well. So go check out Cloudy Mountain. You're going to love it.
I actually have another question for Cloudy Mountain, but
I'm
gonna ask it in a bit though. But I wanted to finish the last question with Pitfall, Tron, or my personal favorite, Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, there you go. Yes, and again, it was known as other names. So for Tron, we've been in discussions with Disney for over a year. And so we've been talking about we want to bring Tron onto the console. And if you took a look, if you saw our Night Stalker video, the same developer that was working on Night Stalker is going to be working on Tron if we end up getting that license. So it's going to look a lot like, that Night Stalker kind of vibe, which is really super cool. Everyone's really impressed with that. And so there's that. You mentioned Pitfall. So I approached, so David Crane is a friend of mine. He's the guy who created Pitfall. And I said, David, how about we do a whole brand new Pitfall game, retro reimagine the thing, but like add new levels, new graphics, audio, the whole thing. He loved it. He's on board. He said, absolutely, let's do it. I said, great. Now we just need to get Activision. And so we spoke to Activision, and they were kind of like, we like the idea, but we're going to wait till you come out with the console, see what it's all about, and then let's discuss it after that, which is a totally fair comment. EA told us the same thing. They're like, you know what, because they're huge companies, and they want to make sure that the console is successful before they start putting in, even like legal resources and producers on projects, outside projects and stuff like that. So it's totally understandable. And so that's what we're doing with Pitfall. We got David Crane wants to do it. We want to do it. We just need to get the console out there, let it get some traction, go back to Activision and say, hey, remember to come back, so let's do this thing. So that's how we're going to approach that one. And the last, what was the other one?
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, we're doing a similar style version of that game. It's on our to-do list. We haven't started it yet, but it's definitely on our to-do list.
Okay, great. Actually, those are great answers. So in gaming nowadays, a lot of people just use their controllers and they never branch out from them.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because a lot of the older consoles all had some cool peripherals that went along with some of the games. Saying that, will you guys be releasing some cool peripherals like the keyboard component, flight stick, a steering wheel, or maybe a gamepad?
Yeah, absolutely. We're working. We have things that we've started, developing. They're in a very infant stages, but we have engineers and firmware people, working on these designs, and our mechanical engineers and things like that. Yes, and we're doing stuff that no one's ever thought about or have done before. So, like when the Wii Fit kind of came out, for the Wii, that was like really cool because it was like something different that no one had ever really, seen before. So that's kind of the approach we're taking is, we don't want to just come out with like, oh, here's a joystick or a flight stick or something. We're doing stuff that's really super unique and special that no one's ever seen before. Again, you look at Nintendo, like what they did with the Ring Fit, right? So we're taking more of that approach. What can we do that no one's ever done before, where you can really interact with Amico in a video game a way that no one's ever thought about and done before? That's kind of the path we're going down.
Okay, that's actually great. I only got a few more questions to ask, so I'm not going to try to hold all your time. But so I love fighting games. It's one of my favorite genres, and I would love if you guys have some sort of Intellivision Smash Brothers like game or 16-bit 2D fighting game. Will we be seeing anything like that in the future?
So that's a difficult question for me to answer, and I appreciate that I'm a big Tekken guy myself, right? Virtual Fighter, when that came out, that was epic. But the thing is, for fighting games, we'd have to do it in a way that made sense for like a family situation. Meaning, one of the things with, young kids are very impressionable, right? And if they're flying a plane and shooting another plane, that's something that's like, not based in their reality. If you're in a tank and you're shooting another tank and tanks blow up, or even a game like Night Stalker, where, you have a laser gun and you're kind of, blowing up robots or whatever, and spiders. But a fighting game for like a 3, 4, 5-year-old, if they see somebody take somebody's fist and smash somebody in the face with their fist, or they pick up a pipe and beat somebody with a pipe or whatever, or that's something that they could mimic, right? And so it's tough for me because we need to be, two of our biggest things with our consumers are trust and value. That's what we want people when they think of Intellivision. We want them to think they trust us, and and the games they can trust. It's not going to be toxic. It's not going to have microtransactions. Not going to be in-app advertising. It's not going to be mediocre shovelware bull. All of that stuff. That's where we earn their trust, knowing that. And which ties into value, which is, hey, if I spend $7 on this game, I trust that it's going to be good. And I'm going to get a lot of value out of that, right? And so we have to be careful, because those are the most important things to us, not profit margins and bottom lines and quarterly earnings. Those are important too to our investors, but the way you get there, the way you get to those big quarterly earnings, is by your focus being on trust and value, not your focus just being on money, right? And so, or profit. And so, because the profit will come, the success will come if you can provide trust and value. And so, so I started thinking about it, and like something like, for example, you ever play Rock'em Sock'em Robots when you were growing up? Or you ever?
I have some in my closet right now.
You do? Okay. Yeah. So now there's a fun thing that detaches reality. It's not a human being beating another human being. But how cool would it be if you could do like a 4-player Rock'em, up to 4 players of Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and maybe you could use the thing to do this, and you could move and dodge with the gyroscope or whatever. Like that's something it's a different take on a fighting game, because we don't want to try to compete with Mortal Kombat or anything like that, but maybe something like a Clay Fighter. What if we retro reimagined Clay Fighter? Something like that we could see ourselves doing. So we just need to be careful of how we approach that, but something that we definitely, would like to provide.
That sounds great, actually. Woo, here we go. Here's the Cloudy Mountain question.
All right, here we go. Cloudy Mountain, come at me.
I know you guys are pushing for family-friendly, easy to start playing games, but a lot of people who are going to be buying the Amico are going to be neckbeard gamers that collect and hoard literally everything like myself, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I also seen the Cloudy Mountain Easter egg video, and that game really, really caught my attention. So my question
Cool.
is, are we going to get any isometric / top-down adventure RPG, or my favorite type of RPG, a ARPG?
Right. So yeah. So let me first state by saying is that although our overall broad approach is to focus on simplicity, right, in games, there are going to be games though that do uh, go more towards the retro or hardcore gamer. I would put Night Stalker and I would also put Cloudy Mountain in that category. So when they're put into that category, you know, and again, you can play up to 4 players and all that, but when you're put into that category, I can take a little. I still want to keep it easy. Like one of the things about RPGs that is annoying personally to me is that all these drop down menus with 100 things, and
Yes,
it's just oh my
yes,
god. So could we make it more like remember the game Gauntlet? You ever play
yes,
that one?
yes, I did.
Top down 4 player. Like that had like certain like collecting potions and swords and different things. So it kept the RPG light, but it was more based around action.
Mhm.
That's kind of like what we want our approach to be with something like a Cloudy Mountain, where we can go a little more gamer and RPG on something like that, because that style of game isn't going to appeal to like my mom, or certain games aren't going to appeal to certain people.
Okay.
And so we don't want to like totally like water down every single game, because I know my mom's not going to play Cloudy Mountain, but you will. So let's push it a little bit more in the direction of someone like yourself and a retro player and a hardcore player, as opposed to, something like a cornhole or a shark, which, more people would be apt to play. But
Awesome.
yes, we want to do more top-down isometric style stuff as well. Yes. Including I want to redo Gauntlet. I want to
Oh, okay.
retro reimagine Gauntlet, man. That's the one to do.
Yes, 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 yes. I was thinking of that Tron, maybe you guys could do something like that with Tron, but it don't even matter. It could be something random.
Yeah.
I just love top down ARPGs. It's like you
Cool,
say,
yeah.
they just get so complicated. I like the simple ones, the ones where it's like
Simple.
attack,
Keep it simple.
attack. It's like I don't want
I just want to attack
50 different
things.
attacks.
I want to squash some rats. I want to,
Yes.
swipe at some bats and then
Facts.
eventually take on a dragon. That's what I want to do.
So actually, I'm not gonna ask this question about the controller because you already answered it. So okay, so I'm at my last question, right? So before
Okay.
I ask my last question, I have to just let you know I personally am a top 100 NBA 2K player. I've
Wow.
been breaking games since the Intellivision and the Atari 2600.
Right.
I'm one of those people that just find glitches, find bugs, find terrible coding, take
Right.
advantage of these situations. I'm able to make builds on NBA 2K that literally break the game, stuff that developers didn't want to do. And trust me, I put a hard time on developers, and they've had to make several patches for me
I was gonna
over
say I
like
want
the
to hire
past.
you. I want to
And
hire
that's what I'm
you.
saying. I'm offering my services for free to sign any NDA, and I will literally break any game you want me to break. Like seriously, I
I
will.
love it. I
And
I'd definitely be interested in talking to you about that.
yeah, just hit me up with an email. Yeah, I'm ready to go. I totally will offer my services for free. So
Awesome. It's funny because like one of the things that a lot of hardware and software companies do, and especially us, is that we actually hire hackers
mhm.
to try to hack our machine, so that we can learn, and then they get paid to do it, so they're trying their hardest to like break our system. And so that's like, there's literally people out there, and that's what they do for a living. They're like professional hackers. And so not saying you're a hacker, but like it's kind of like that same thing. It's like, yeah, let's hire a guy who breaks stuff for a living, breaks games, for fun. That's a guy I want to try to see if he can break ours.
I will be breaking them. I'm just letting you know.
All right. All right. Well, hopefully you'll be breaking them on our time.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I just had to pause the video just for a second. I don't know exactly what he meant, but I think he's talking about data mining. If he's talking about data mining, yeah, I do know how to data mine, but I mean, I haven't data mined since like the D3 days, like, I don't know, 2013 or something like that, or 2012 or something. But, just because I really hadn't had any game I wanted to data mine. But, let's just get back into the interview. Yes, yeah. All right. So this is just a light air question. I don't want to hold you all day. Well, actually, I kind of do want to hold you up and ask you a bunch of questions, but I'm going to keep it short. So, cool. Tommy, I just have to ask you, besides the Amico system games, what games, if any, do you play, from video games, tabletop games, card games, or any other games? What do you do for fun?
Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of. There's a company called USAopoly that we have a great relationship with, and we're doing exclusive. We're taking their board games, and we're doing exclusive only on Amico versions. And those two games that I've been playing a lot of, because we're doing our versions of them as well, is Telestrations and Blank Slate. Very cool family co-op board games, really, and they're all award-winning games. The other card game I've been playing a lot of is called Ink and Gold, and again, it's more of a group situation. It's also known as Diamant, and that's another game that we're doing for Amico. But we're we want to like dive in, the design team. We dive in and learn everything there is, all the nuances about the real game before we kind of bring it over. So those are the board games. There's another board game that me and my wife like to play a lot. It's called Enlightenment, but it's like it's like kind of like a chakra and positive attitude and meditation type of experience thing. It's kind of like it's kind of like Trivial Pursuit, like, because it's based around a wheel, but it's hard to explain. But you have to like you have like cards, and you say, pick with your mind which three. You pick three cards, and they're all different colors, and which one is going to be red. So it's just kind of like a fun kind of thing. But yeah, it's really cool. So we play that one a lot because she likes it so much. Video game that aren't Amico, like you said, because that's I play 90% of the day with Amico. When I'm playing video games, I'm playing Amico games, or old Intellivision games.
Phone game too.
So the newer stuff that I've been playing has been see, it's funny because I can't say a few of these because we're talking about bringing them special versions on Amico, but so I don't want to ruin the surprise if we end up doing it. So there's a couple of games that we're not doing, but that I'm playing a lot of because we're negotiating and talking to the folks. But let me see. I'm trying to think what we've been playing a lot lately. Let me see, because I got a PlayStation 5, but so I mean, I've been playing Miles Morales on that, but not a lot of it. I just for some reason, like this generation, like the Xbox and the PlayStation 5, I've probably been the least excited about this next gen launch than I have my entire life. It just there's not enough like wow factor yet. I know there's going to be probably by this Christmas, but I almost feel like they came out with the systems a year too early. But so Miles Morales is definitely one. And I'm trying to think what I've been playing on the Switch. I haven't played the Switch in a while. I mean, we were playing Ring Fit Adventure for a little bit, but we couldn't really get into that, so we kind of put that down quick. Gosh, but I know there's other stuff. I'm trying to think. Anyway, but mostly, Miles Morales is probably the one game that non-Intellivision game that I've been playing the most of. Yeah.
I actually agree
Oh, and I
with
play a
you.
lot of backgammon. I'm a big backgammon guy. So on mobile and my tablet, like if I'm in bed or whatever, trying to get to sleep, or I'm usually playing backgammon online.
Oh, that's actually a really good game. I've been known to
Yeah.
play in my day, you know.
All
But
right. Well, if we ever meet up in person, we'll get you. We'll get each other. Get a game going, and I'll be sending you to the roof,
uh,
as they say.
well, thank you, Tommy. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for taking your time out. I mean, you answered every question, even the questions I did not
appreciate it.
ask. So, yeah, you definitely on the ball, and you was correct. I didn't have to tell you anything. You was ready. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Covering Amico on your channel to all your subscribers, and I love your positive approach to things. I think it's really, really cool and really refreshing, and I love when you get excited on your channel, it gets your viewers excited, I think, too. So I'm a big passion guy as well, which you probably picked up on. So it's what the way you are is infectious, and so keep doing what you're doing, my man. And I look forward to hopefully seeing a lot of more Intellivision Amico content on your channel. I'll be looking out for it.
Thank you very much. I guess that's it. I guess. I mean,
Awesome, man.
well, yeah, I really appreciate it, man. This was actually very informative. So I ain't gonna waste no more time. See you later, Tommy. Have a good one.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you. Thanks.
Thank you to everyone who watched this video and stayed to the very end. If you guys would like to see more content like this, please hit this like, subscribe button, and make sure you put your post notifications on, guys. And let me know down in the comment section, well, anything, guys. Just say something. All right. Peps out. Peace, love, and hair grease.